Good morning, boys and girls and children of all ages. Welcome to another episode of Montez at Midday. Hope everyone is doing well on this workflow Wednesday. All my good folks at work getting it in, boots on the ground. Hope you're having a magnificent day already on your adventures. But welcome to the show, good people. Hope everyone is doing well. In the building here at Studio 70, getting it in for the people, by the people, and of the people. If it's your first time tuning in, thank you so much. You can follow us on Facebook here on our page, as well as Twitter at W2B Dre Montez, YouTube Dre Montez. We need to get those YouTube numbers up, so please subscribe to my YouTube page as well. And hello, Twitter. And hello, YouTube and Facebook as well. And don't forget, you can always listen to an episode of my podcast, Who's to Blame the Podcast, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast at. But we're on Spotify as well. And don't forget to visit the website, www.dremontez.com. By visiting the website, you can get a list of all the sponsors that have been contributing to the show, as we are now in season 6 of podcasts, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm ecstatic about the weekend because Bell Vegas, here we come. The chili cook-off is on this weekend. It's one of my favorite events in Belleville. One of my favorite events. I think Belleville used to have a parade every damn weekend, but the chili cook-off is a must. I think I like the chili cook-off Art on the Square as well. I like those two. Those are like my favorite two events. And then ringing up third, of course, is the Shriners Parade. So if you do not do anything this weekend, check out Bell Vegas this weekend for the chili cook-off, and some great people in the town of Bell Vegas. All right, we got high fives in the building. Chest bump. Let's hug it out. Just get in there for the real thing. There we go. Libra Nation. All Libras, all present and accounted for. Happy birthday to you if you are celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to you. There it is, good people. There it is. If you're celebrating an anniversary today, happy anniversary to you. If you tied the knot recently and you're trying to keep it a little secret till the holidays get here, then you're going to tell people congratulations to you. If you just gave birth, about to shoot one out today, or throughout the course of today, congratulations. Bring cigars, Ted. Bring cigars, Ted. And if you're off today, there you go. What are you doing today on your off day? You doing housework, yard work, you're cooking, you're smoking, you're sipping on some good. You're on the back porch right now with your feet up, checking out your boy. I do appreciate it for sure. All right, good pill. Well, the Major League Baseball playoffs have officially started, and this is a little awkward moment. First time in 30 years, no Cardinals, no Red Sox, and no Yankees or Major League Baseball postseason. Trials and tribulations of being a fan. Trials and tribulations of having a team with quality talent, high payroll, mediocre payroll, astronomical payroll. All those different versions are in the process of making it to the playoffs. Who can make sense of it? But I questioned this yesterday. The Tampa Rays. I watched that game yesterday. I think professional sports are hard to factor in Tampa because it's so much to do in Tampa. And I think the average age in Tampa is probably 42. And those people down there have bank. So I think the last thing on their mind is going to a Bucks football game or to a Rays baseball game. I wonder, has Major League Baseball thought of a process to help out the Rays a little bit more? Because from the television, there was nobody at that game. There were late bloomers to that game. That's a Major League Baseball playoff game. Hello, is this thing on, McFly? Where were the people at? It did not look good for television. I know baseball is trying its best and its hardest and its darnest to get baseball back in Montreal. I know Major League Baseball wants to get in bed with Puerto Rico. We know that. We know the places where sports venues are trying to go. But I want it to make sense. Just don't move a team just to be moving a team. Let's have a plan. Let's have a really successful what they call location factor. Let's go figure these people out. They really want baseball in these towns, and we forcing the sports on them. We have seen from 30 for 30 from sports documentaries, the process, the latest one about the Raiders, that whole process they went through with Al Davis. We saw what Art Modell did with the Cleveland Browns, hashtag Baltimore Ravens. We've seen teams move before. Hell, we lost 2 football teams there. Let it go. Let it go, Trey. Just let it go. Water under the bridge. Water under the bridge. Called the Mississippi. Oh, Mississippi. But that's where it's at right now for me. I think baseball in Tampa could be – it has to be a way to get the people out there. I mean, it's a beautiful stadium. Beautiful stadium. Shout out to my boy Jay. He went to the game yesterday, him and Kendra. I was looking for him on TV, did not see them. But that doesn't mean they were not there. It does not mean they were not there. But that it's where it's Major League Baseball playoffs. Do you have a front runner in Major League Baseball playoffs right now that you can see going to the World Series as a possible World Series matchup? Everybody's excited about the Baltimore Orioles. That would be what? That would be one hell of a story if they could pull that off. It'd be one hell of a story if they could pull it off. It's an exciting day. I like the fact that we got a different flux of teams in this thing. So I know we're going to have a different outcome other than the Dodgers and Astros or the Braves and the Astros. But either one of those 3 teams right there are going to be pretty tough to beat. But it's going to be fun to watch in the process of this whole thing. Now, a few years ago, an incident happened. Major League Baseball. Me too. Happened to former Major League Baseball pitcher, Trevor Bauer. If you have not been following social media the past 48 hours, you can Google it. You can YouTube it. You can go on Twitter and find out more about the Trevor Bauer situation. I'm a baseball fan. When sports put in their policies and procedures about conduct detrimental to the team, reasons why players will be suspended, kicked off the team, or out of the league, especially when it comes to domestic violence or sexual misconduct. Those things of that nature, hey, we taking it seriously. Boom. But with the case of Trevor Bauer, did Major League Baseball really do its due diligence in investigating both sides of this? Did they do their part? This man was banned, kicked out of baseball for 394 games. Then they lessened it to like 147, 154. Kicked out of baseball. Huge contract out the window. He has a had a female sports agent that became to be an amazing story. First female agent to sign a Major League Baseball player to that size of a contract at that time. It was a big story. Meets a young lady, and things go a way that nobody saw coming. Said she was choked, sexual misconduct, all of this. Major League Baseball trying to figure it out, stay away from the team. Stories come out about Trevor in this whole situation. But the whole time, Trevor was like being real quiet. And at the time, it was not looking good the way the media was presenting the circumstances of the situation around Trevor Bauer. It's like, another ball player not returning to the league. Boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong about this kid. This is not the first time or the last time we're going to hear of a case of a person making false claims against a professional athlete or an up-and-coming athlete or rising star, someone that has the potential to do something great. We have to do both sides. We have to investigate both sides. There was a story a few years ago that made its way to the Oprah Winfrey Show, where a young man was accused of raping a classmate. She said this man held up both of her arms with both of his. He used both his arms to hold up, and he pulled her pants down with his knees. After lengthy conversations with the young lady, She ended up being busted on the phone, telling the exact truth what happened. She lied. But the damage is already done to him. No college or university won him. No hope, no potential ever turning pro. Service loft off the field. Just a horrible situation. But we hear stories about this all the time, whether they make the media, make your local paper. We've heard stories like this. This Trevor Bauer one gets me. She kept all the information in the phone. She found out how much money the man was worth. And she asked her friend, what should she do? Her friend said, get the bag. She said, how do I get the bag? Choke me, daddy. Then she took a video, kept the video of the morning in question of the incident. No bruises, no crying. She took an ill-advised video. Trevor Bauer's laying next to her asleep. She's up with the video. This man was kicked out of baseball. Reputation ruined. Ruined. What can and will be done through Major League Baseball? I think the woman person should be put in prison for defamation of character, among other charges, probably. Conspiracy to commit a crime. Everything is. I was questioning the counsel about this yesterday. What can be done with this? What possibly can be done? This is more than a oops by Major League Baseball to me by not doing the proper investigation. Or the authorities, whoever involved in this case, the whole story is laid out on social media. What happened in the courtroom? What happened through Major League Baseball? I want to know what is going to be the process right now for Trevor Bauer getting back in Major League Baseball. Is this a lost cause? Is this over with? Is this done? I'm questioning that for several reasons. How can we prevent measures like this happening? Whether male or female athletes, professional lives, regular folk, how can we stop this misinformation, these mishaps happening where it's affecting not only your character, but about your mental side of this thing, coming out of something you know you didn't do. You know for a fact you didn't do this, but no one is listening. It's like the sound of one hand clapping type of ordeal. That has to be some type of way, whether they want to agree with it, want to sit around a round table, get the proper people involved in this. This has to make up and coming people that are young, want to get out there, be vibrant, have a lifestyle, not be so closeted, even more cautious when it comes to dating, having sex as a professional athlete. What precautions should you take, or do you want to take when you hear a story like this? Man, if it can happen to them, I don't have $51 million, but damn, I still am a human being. I have feelings. I have a character. I have a reputation. I have a career. And you're willing to damage all of that for what? For what? That's why I don't get the for what in this. I don't get the for what in this. But Trevor Bauer, I'm going to follow this as much as I can on his path back to Major League Baseball. What's going to happen from the side of Major League Baseball in the conversation with Trevor Bauer moving forward. It is Workflow Wednesday, and welcome to Montez at Midday. We just discussed the Major League Baseball playoff situation with Tampa. Didn't like the way it looked on television yesterday, and we just talked about a little bit of Trevor Bauer, a little bit in his incident. You can find out more about the Trevor Bauer situation on social media platforms such as YouTube and Twitter. Now, with the conduct of a player, there has to be something from both sides. So we're going to go to the NBA. We had a lot of action last year with Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies, the strip club, the videos, the gun, the not a gun, the videos, the mall incident, the clapback, the money he missed out on, the shoe deal, his parents. I think it must be a rough ordeal to have young parents and you're a young athlete, professional athlete yourself. That has to be young. I mean, very, very tough to do. There has to be an adult in the situation when that happens. So now with the mentorship of Derrick Rose, I wonder how this is going to work out for Ja. To be young, gifted, and a professional athlete today, that comes with warning, restrictions, and common sense. Everybody wants to have fun. There's nothing wrong with going to the club. There's nothing wrong with hanging out with your homies. But there has to be a line. Because all eyes are on you to do what? Make a mistake. Good decisions are not made after what time? 2 o'clock in the morning. Who told you that? Herm Edwards. One of the greatest motivational speeches ever about being on a da-da-da, da-da-da. Because nothing happens good after 12 a.m., man. Nothing. If you're out in the bar or the club after 12 a.m., you're going to end up on a da-da-da, da-da-da. Because I work for the da-da-da, da-da-da. And I got to talk to them about what you did on the da-da-da, da-da-da. So if you can't close a deal before 12, guys, go home. That's it. That's it. That's the bottom line. But that's hard to do. That's hard to tell somebody young when to go home, how to spend their money, and where to spend their money. I wonder what this is going to create moving forward with the NBA and players that have that presence coming into the NBA to be that star attraction, to be that star player, the one the NBA wants to put the spotlight on, so to speak, to be the next face of that team or part of the NBA marketing campaign. I mean, you got to dot your I's, cross your T's, got to make sure everything is all right. Because I do know this for sure. The NBA and the NFL will track your damn friends, do background checks on them. Yes, sir, they will. Yes, they want to do what? Protect their investment. They want to protect the investment. They're not being nosy. They don't care what you do. They want to protect you from integrity, health, and public image. They want to protect those three things for sure. Now, if they're willing to do that, what is the responsibility on the athlete? We've all seen athletes that are older now, don't play in the league anymore. You hear them on different podcasts and shows about what they learned, the things they used to do. Man, I was a knucklehead then. I shouldn't have done that. I agree. But there's lessons learned and lessons taught the same way. So I'm wondering how this is going to turn out for our man Ja Morant, because I hope he gets back to that happy, smiling, having fun, playing a game that's really, really easy to you, where you make it look easy. Get back to that form in that fashion of having fun in the NBA. And I think with all that fun, you got time to go off of here and get in trouble, be in places you should not be at. How about that? In Ja, we trust, and the Memphis Grizzlies. Water does the body good. Does the body good. Have you had your walk this morning? Huh? Did you have that talk you needed this morning? Did you look up and have a discussion? Did you look out the window to get the heart beating at the right place for sure? Baller man, I hope you're feeling good today, buddy. Hope you're feeling good out there today. My dude, the baller man for sure. We all have teams we root for, right? We all have a team we root for. When that team loses very badly, people who don't even watch sports that the way you do, they glance at a TV, they'll look at a score, but they don't track the game and the action the way you do. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But when your team loses badly, it's interesting how the people just find you. Just to Trey, did you see the Bronco and Miami game? Why would I miss that game for one? Why would I miss that game? That game was last month. That game was in September. Is it true that the Broncos gave up 70 points in the game? It's true. In the words of one of my favorite movies, Lion King, Hakuna Matata. It's in the past. We got to move forward now. We have to move forward. But when your team wins, what are people at? What are people at? That's when you got to run and jump and high five yourself. The self high five is the best. Huh? The self high five is one of my favorite things to do. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to take a short break here and have a word from our sponsor. You know why? Because Dre cares. Dre cares. I know everybody don't have their ducks in a row all the time. Sometimes you're stuck in neutral. You need to get in dry. Here's an advertisement for you. Be right back after a word from our sponsor.
St. Louis, are you suffering from depression? Our advanced mental health treatments offer support to those facing depression. Supported by science and over 1 million treatments administered, a countless number of lives have been revitalized with our newfound healing process. Because your well-being matters, we have 2 convenient St. Louis locations dedicated to your transformative pursuit of mental wellness. We understand the importance of informed decisions. Research, discover, and take the first step toward a brighter tomorrow. Visit palmiertms.com to uncover more about our non-drug treatment for depression, covered by all major insurance plans. Let us stand by your side on this journey towards mental wellness. Contact us today.
Right, great people, and we are back. Contact TMS today, guys. Do yourself a favor. Gotta help everyone out nowadays. Everybody needs a little help every now. Everybody don't have that get up and go every time we think they should. Well, with the end of a season comes what? People get fired, Daddy. People get fired. It is not a fun thing. I used to laugh when coaches got fired. The older I get, somebody lost the job. They got to stay home with the wife and the kids and figure shit out. That's a lot to put on the plate, especially when you love what you do. Buck Showalter, the Elroy Jetson of Major League Baseball, was manager of the year last year. Manager of the year. Gets fired by the Mets. Not by the GM. The assistant GM. On Saturday night. The process of getting fired in sports is just, I don't understand how the GM and the manager or coach just stop talking to each other. How you don't want to talk? We're in this together. How do you hire somebody that was not the person you want to hire? And the first sign of turmoil, the first hiccup, you take it to a whole new level and want to fire a guy for that. Do some managers need to get fired? Yes. Right here in St. Louis, he has to go. He lost the clubhouse at a pivotal time to me where, in baseball, you keep our shit in this house. Don't tell nobody our business. We have figured out ourselves. Let the media make up their own stories, but we're not going to tell them what's going on in our house. How do you win manager of the year and get fired the following year? Now, the Mets, what happened here in St. Louis too as well. Well, the Mets lost their best closer at the World Baseball Classic. Max Scherzer, traded. Their pitching just went downhill, not performing well, not getting the numbers that they need, not getting quality pitch starts. That could really hurt a team. But that's the manager's fault. Some clubhouses need that shakeup at the top. I get it. You want to get your guy in there that you feel that can run the team that you have put together. Now you got to go out and find the guy or woman. Let's keep that in mind. I think Major League Baseball will be the first of all 4 major sports to hire a woman as a manager. I think Major League Baseball will be the first one to do it. I think they're going to be the first ones to do it. We're already in the GM aspect of this, but I think now it's going to get on the field. And I think it should be done. But the firing process in sports, man, if the last day of the season is on a Sunday, coach got fired on a Friday, Coach got fired on a Saturday, but the season over with Sunday. You could wait 2 more days, and this just could be done. I think baseball firings hurt more than anything. But baseball has memories like elephants. They don't forget anything. So I'm quite sure what Buck Showalter ends up at St. Louis, he's going to do well. He's a hell of a coach. 4 different times he's won Manager of the Year. He's doing something right. That's not a lucky thing to do. And look at the teams he's done it with. Look at the talent that was on that team. He did it with the Cleveland Guardians last year, I do believe. Who was on that team? Name 2 players on that team last year and go. Just like Shannon Sharp said, you did. You let me down. There it is. The way the firing process is done, though, in sports, I think football takes too long. They take too long on certain teams. Now, I think someone could get fired this week. After this weekend in football, I think someone could get fired on Monday. If the needle keeps going the way it's going on some of these teams where there's no momentum, there's no effort, there's no rah-rah, and the coach just got his arms folded all the time, you have got to go. Cut it out. Next. Who's coming up from the collegiate level? Who's coming up from the minor league level? Where are we going with this Major League Baseball? I see the change what we're doing in umpires. They're getting younger. I like that. What about at the managerial side? And the GM, assistant GM, and the manager in baseball has got to do a better job of communicating. It's horrible, the stories that make it to the media. Whether true or not, who's planting these seeds of these stories? Now here in St. Louis, with our beloved Cardinals, I want to see what's going to go on in our front office at the top in this offseason as we approach it. But at the meantime, we're going to enjoy the Major League Baseball playoffs for sure. Well, boys and girls, children of all ages, I want you to enjoy the rest of your workflow Wednesday for sure. Do that for me. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page, Dre Montez. Visit the website at www.dremontez.com. I want you guys to have a great day. Get outside, take a walk, walk the kids, feed the dog, or the other way around, walk the dog and feed the kids. Either way, have a great day, people. Thanks for tuning in to Montez at Midday. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same channel at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. You guys have a great day, and thank you so much for tuning in. Peace, and we out.